Alright. You little big crows out there. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Alright, let's go. Let's go, doggo. There. It's fucking nippy. Nippy today. Jeez. Hey. Fucking yai. Cold. I'm in my cold when it's spring. Who's good boy? Yes, boy. Come on. There, boy. Okay. Hopefully the theater warms me up. Fuck. Hey, fucking come on. And there we go. Late scammer. Late? How am I fucking late? I arrived precisely when I need to, so. Hey, fucking yeah. It is like fucking chilly today. It's like probably in the 60s or something right now. And it's like, whoa. I should need to like layer up right now. It's like, goddamn. Damn. Kinda don't like it.
Don't have a rare plant on that side of the air conditioner that Harley's killing. It has a tarp and a bunch of crap sitting on them.
Okay.
That needs to be moved ASAP. Hopefully before my plants die, if I'm not already dead now.
You should have said something well before this moving shit around over there then, because probably too late. And nothing was even alive over there in the first place for a while.
Well, when I first looked, there's just the stuff up on this side of the air conditioner.
My fucking god.
There's a bunch of stuff on the other side. I don't want those plants to die. I have only a few plants left that are rare around here.
Oh my god, so I like to keep my place. Fucking god, just shut the fuck up, quit bitching. Hold on, dude, my fucking... Yeah, there we go. Fucking hell. Forgot to do this. I guess it doesn't even fucking matter. Yeah, I'll play something I haven't played in 5 minutes. It's probably gonna be. Oh, okay, good. I thought it was about to be fucking loud. Fucking crying about fucking plants, dude. Seriously. That's like the last thing I'm gonna be fucking worrying about. I don't give one fuck.
I also fucked up my irrigation control in the shed for it looks like so you could put a post.
Oh my fucking god. Yeah, a system that hasn't been used since I was like fucking born. Who gives a fuck? Like, my god. Jesus fucking retarded ass motherfucker. School is mounted, so we switch to can't hire after a pension income. Yeah, that's good. I mean, because I figured that probably would have been the case anyway. Like, there's, like, because I doubt there was any, there's just, like, simply no way for that to be the case. Like, legally, you know, like, if, you know, there's, like, some that wants to be, or that, wants to be inherited and done so in a certain way, that can be done. Like, the idea that, oh, you just can't inherit this or X, Y, or Z because of some other variable is bullshit. Just because it might not be under a certain way of doing it doesn't mean you have to, like, you know, still not get it. Which, as far as I'm aware, basically, you know, the, you know, case of the whole situation, you know, it's just like, as far as, you know, because as far as I'm aware, when it comes to inheritance, like, unless there's, like, certain circumstances or some shit, like, should be able to have it set up. Dumbass motherfucker, left the door open, you serious? At least he had the gate closed. Fucking motherfucker. So I could decide to see that my dad decided to wake up and choose fucking violence today. Literally just bitching for no fucking reason for retarded ass shit. Like I'm gonna give a fuck one about any of it. And even then he's bitching about shit that isn't even there at this point anymore. So like I give a fuck. Fucking dumbass. So every night when he wakes up. Well, not, well, I mean, in a way, probably not. Because he's not like a racist piece of fucking garbage either and shit. How I know he's waking here and bitching. I mean, it very much is like my dad half the time sometimes. Like, because it really deadass is, like a good chunk of the time. Like, just earlier. Like, bitching at me for no fucking reason. You know, like, because of some my friend did, I guess, which he was aware of. Like, and now he's suddenly bitching at me over it. Like, really? Ah, fuck. It's like, how many times has he bitched about that fucking AC? It's like, oh, first there's, like, stuff around it, so we can't use it for some ungodly reason. Oh, but now there's, like, rare plants around it. Which, if that's the case, then like, should have, like, specified this or something. Like, Jesus. And if that's the case, then what the fuck are they? Because goddamn, it's not like you can't get more of them. So, Jesus Christ. It's not like I couldn't, like, you know, buy those fucking plants online, like the seeds or some shit, and just plant them or something. Besides, if they're like rare native plants, then I'll just buy a bunch of native ass fucking plants. Because it's not that hard. And it ain't that big deal. But, again, bitch to bitch. Now I feel a little salty. I wasn't salty when I started this, and now I feel a little salty. Let's channel the salt into something. Let's see. YouTube's giving me these little pop quiz. I like how like these little community posts are also like these little quizzes now. And this one's fucking easy too. This one's pretty obvious. Why is it called Wendy's? Founder's daughter, Peter Pan reference. Want the girl name to sound different. Landlord's wife's name. I mean, anyone who doesn't know that it's the founder's daughter, like, they're... I don't know. Like, I wasn't gonna say they're kind of dumb, but, I mean, you know, like... All in all, I suppose that it's, like, who really is gonna, like, you know, just casually know random factoids like that? Well, me, I guess. I don't know those little factoids. I'd fuck a Wendy's sandwich. They're tasty. Wendy's sandwiches are pretty good. And I do kind of like that they are legit, do stand out because they're squares. Like, I mean, they, you know, so you, in a way you kind of know that they do get their beef from a different source in comparison to, like, you know, traditional, like, fast food and shit. So, I mean, honestly, I, like, Wendy's, yeah. Like, I mean, I haven't been to the Wendy's in a long fucking time, but honestly, Wendy's kind of slaps. I mean, I don't... Like, what's, like, stuff that isn't really good there? Like, their fries are a little, eh. I mean, honestly, like, other fast food places do fries better. I don't know. Honestly, there isn't really much to negatively say about Wendy's, really. They're at least, I would say, for sure, like, you know, at least mid, but, you know, definitely got some shit that pops. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're you know, they're kind of like the upper mid tier, in my opinion. You expect they'd be awful, but they aren't? Yeah. Oh, the 50-piece nugget? Yeah, for $10 for 50 nuggets? I mean, that's a good deal right there. I'm honestly surprised that there's you can get like a 50-piece nugget or like anything with that much food for $10 now. Holy shit, like, it's like, damn. Wendy's, you know, like, actually kind of clutching up for the squad with that one. Get, like, your homie, you know, playing some video games or some shit, you know, get stoned, and you're like, damn, I want, like, some nuggies. Well, Wendy's is open, it's down the street. They got that 50-piece nugget for $10. Bro, let's get, like, $20 of, like, 50-piece nuggets, bro. Let's get, like, 100 pieces. Dude. Popeye's best chick fast food IMO. It's either that or, like, Chick-fil-A. Those two seem like to be the main competitors, you know, when it comes to, like, the best chicken. And honestly, for me personally, I can't really, like, you know, pick which one, honestly. Both are good. Zaxby's right behind. I haven't been to a Zaxby's. We don't have them up here, so I can't comment on that. I'd want to try it. I've heard they're good. I've heard some good shit about Zaxby's, but we don't have them up here. For Chick-fil-A on principle. Well, we have Chick-fil-A and Popeyes up here, so... And both chicken is good, so... Whatever. Though, to be fair, like, I mean, I haven't been to fast food in a long fucking time of any type, so... Outside Taco Bell, like, that's the only one I've really been to recently. Mainly because of my roommate. But, yeah, like, but honestly, like, when it comes down to the food quality, though, at least when it comes to chicken, Popeyes and Chick-fil-A, at least in my opinion, are kind of like, depending on my mood, it might flip around. I used to eat there religiously as a chud. Well, I mean, anyone there, I think, could eat religiously. I mean, it's just a sad fact that they're also conservative and religious as fuck, too. So, yeah. Which sucks, but, you know, like, It's just, I mean, I don't expect a corporation to exactly be ethical. Chick-fil-A surely shit ain't no exception. Should May call me fried chicken if no Stalin as mascot? Why not Mao? I mean, chicken's like a big staple in a lot of fucking food, or in a lot of cultures and shit. And in Asia, ain't no exception there. So, tankies who love it privately but denounce it, publicly denounce it. But what if there are, like, you know, some that are just like, you know what, you're not a true leftist if you don't support this brand. Can't be rushing for food when you're stalling. Oh, I see why you want the Stalin to be the mascot, because of the puns. Okay. I mean, the puns actually make sense, so. I was thinking a bit about just like on a whole food metric of like, you know, like in what parts of the world is chicken like mainly consumed as a meat, or at least like heavily consumed. Places like in Europe, Asia, like Africa and stuff. Like, I mean, these are places where chicken is eaten a lot. So, I mean, that I was thinking about that. I was just like, what regions of the world have a lot of chicken? And I guess like the only places, I suppose, that well, honestly, I think the only regions that probably wouldn't really as much is probably like the Middle East and maybe like, you know, like Northern Asia, like / like Eastern Europe, you know. But even then, there's chicken. It's like everywhere in the world is fucking chicken. I mean, you can't really say which place doesn't, because everywhere does. Chicken's just a part of humanity. If anything, you're weird if you don't like chicken. Come up with a good Mao pun, feel free. Probably not right now. Well, I mean, I'm sure there are some puns, but I mean, food related though. I mean, it would sound a little weird, but I just thought of one. Chicken's so good, you want to put. It's like chicken's so good, you want to put Mao in your food, like, or something like that. It sounds weird and honestly sounds kind of cringe. That's the only thing I could think of. You want to put Mao on your plate instead of more, just be Mao. It's cringe, but you know what? It's something. You know what? At least points for trying. Okay. At least there was an attempt. I said I couldn't think of one, and I said, fuck it, let me try, and yeah. So much of Asian Aliens is repurposed JQ shit with aliens instead of Jews. You think? I kind of honestly knew that for a while. I knew that for a while, man. Like, I mean, just watch, like, I mean, I knew it before even, like, you know, watching other people, like, debunk their bullshit. Like, because there's this guy named the Minuteman on YouTube who's, he's actually a really cool content creator, actually. Here, let me try to find him. I guess there's a band called Minutemen. They look like a punk rock band? I just randomly found a band unintentionally. I wasn't even trying to. But I found a band, I guess, unintentionally. Okay, well, I'm gonna want to check out this band later, but I'm trying to find a fucking YouTuber. What the fuck? Here, I'm trying to find this guy. Did I find this guy's... Well, I found his channel, but it's just Mini Minute Man. That's what it was called. Alright. Let me... where'd it go? There it is. Yeah, this is the guy. Alright, now I found the dude. But it's this dude. Like, he's kind of an archaeologist, anthropologist type of dude. But he debunks all sorts of crazy, like, ancient alien shit. He also went into Ancient Apocalypse by Graham Hancock, which is another conspiratorial weirdo. Like, he delves into a lot of these type of things. Awful archaeology and shit. Just, like, legitimately, like, kind of breaking down a lot of, like, myths and, you know, bullshit, basically, that comes from a lot of these weird conspiracies about, like, you know, ancient theories or whatever the fuck. And he has a shitload of YouTube shorts as well that delves into him, too. But dude makes really good content and is also funny. So, geez, but no one would take that seriously in this day and age because space dudes are real. Well, you know what? Good. You know what? Honestly, like, I'd be okay with that too because, you know what? If it makes them more ridiculous and retarded and makes it so less people believe in their shit, good. And as far as it stands right now, like, yeah, they're not, like, I mean, real, at least in the sense of our comprehension of it. Like, I mean, are, like, aliens out there? Sure, yeah. But are they going to be out there in the way that we think they are? Probably not. Honestly, likely not at all. So, I mean, you know, like, I mean, to kind of ponder about it, it's a little redundant at this point. Because right now it's harmless. Well, but sure. I know you and I have had, like, little fun back and forths about it in a less serious manner, but, yeah. I mean, it would be, in all intents and purposes, because, I mean, there's not, like, really an outside of, I guess, maybe the deep state that might be working with the aliens or some shit. Which is where the JQ shit comes into play. That's where a lot of the JQ shit comes into. It's like, oh, the deep state and the elites are working with the aliens, and just replace aliens with Jews, and there you go. I mean, you basically have the JQ thing, only it's AQ, the alien question. Or XQ, the Xeno question. So, I don't know. I mean, I guess XQ as an acronym sounds shitty, but the Xeno question sounds cooler. But the AQ sounds a little better for the alien question, but alien question sounds a little lame. Xeno question sounds cooler, but XQ sounds lame. AQ sounds cooler, but alien question sounds like, god damn it, I hate that shit. At that point, they aren't trying to push a Jewish Holocaust around too. Sure, yeah. Honestly, I mean, the problem with this idea, though, is that they interweave, like, the whole alien thing into other shit. I mean, we're kind of seeing this right now with, like, you know, trans people and shit. Like, they're demons and imps and mutants and blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, how some of them are doing that. And, like, I'm honestly kind of shocked that some of them haven't even been, like, haven't gone so far to be like, they're aliens from another world. Like, I swear to God, if I hear Republicans start saying that shit, I'm just gonna be like, alright, where the fuck is Thanos? Where's, like, fucking, like, the Avengers? Where's fucking, like, Angus with fight, goddamn Ralph? Where's, like, all these fantasy fucking space characters now? Like, where the fuck are they? Like, cause if not, then, like, I mean, what the fuck? It's like if trans people are, like, aliens and from another world, then where the fuck are the rest of them? Where's the other aliens? So come on now. If you political figures, it seems fine. Well, the thing is, though, this wouldn't necessarily be just political figures either. Well, I guess depending on where it went. I mean, if it went into, like, a level where it's, you know, targeting just a whole group instead of, like, you know, just, like, the political institution or political figures. Oh my god, dog. Hey, Zooks! Hey! Some Russian-Ukrainian alliance militia apparently took some territory in Russia. That's the partisans. I mean, that's actually kind of impressive. I know they've been doing, like, a lot of different, like, bombings and, you know, like, logistical, you know, fuckery and stuff, like blowing up rail lines and shit in Russia and stuff. Like, I know there's been partisan action going on, especially near, like, the Belarusian, Ukrainian, Russian borders and shit. You know, obviously near where the war is and stuff. So, I'm honestly not really too surprised, but that is actually pretty fucking impressive. Like, not only are they, like, you know, kind of fucking up shit every now and then and kind of, you know, being like hornets, you know, stinging every now and then, they're also, like, you know, occupying shit. It's like, damn. That's actually very ballsy, considering that it basically openly puts them on the map and actually gives them kind of like a set place that they're at, and that's kind of sketchy, because it just mainly, like, now the Russian government knows that there's like a predominant force of them there, and can, you know, like, you know, just put a lot of prioritization of taking out that area, and now you just lost a lot of partisans. So it's ballsy, you know, so I'd say that for sure. To see land and burn everything they can't take with them. No, that definitely ain't the case.
Shit, you know how to open the door.
Hmm?
Shit, had these doors how to open the door.
Yeah.
I got chicken nuggets.
Always.
For free.
Goofy dog. Look at you. But, yeah. Jump, I did a little brief Jagaball Z fusion dance. What?
They're replacing the fence.
Replacing the fence?
Come here.
Oh shit.
Have you not seen the fucking guy's fence in fucking the store?
Oh. Oh shit. Well, I guess he hasn't ignored them or anything. I didn't even, yeah, I just didn't even realize that our neighbors, like, in our, like, directly behind us from our backyard, they're replacing their fences. So we got, like, some dudes kind of, like, going back and forth on our side to their side of property, working on the fence. Apparently Trump and blasting away at that angle made Republicans back off on Social Security cuts. Blasting away at that angle. Oh yeah, one angle. What about, like, Social Security? What, like, protecting or something? Or about, like, how it might, you know, negatively impact, like, the hardworking Americans or whatever the fuck. Been running ads saying don't cut a penny. Good. Like, I guess that's a silver lining to Trump, you know, running in the Republican GOP right now. He's kind of forcing the GOP's hand to back off on certain things, or double down with certain shit.
There's a school shooting in Dallas. Or not Dallas, Denver.
I was about to say Texas again, typical, but
No.
it's Colorado. Okay, yeah.
St. John's School.
Not surprised. I mean, this is literally my reaction. Like, okay, well, another day in America. Guess I'll find out more about that later. Sure, there isn't going to be much information about that right now. That's just basically, it's just my summary on it, because, I mean, anything I can't say about it, I've said like 8 cajillion times, so there's no point. mean, how fresh is that news anyway? If I refresh YouTube's homepage, like, because I know there's like some like top news shit that YouTube will put up sometimes. I guess there's some shit about Zelensky, like, being in Jeddah. So he's in the Middle East. Cool. Yeah, there's nothing. Yeah, so that shit must be very fucking, like, it literally might have just happened. Like, that might have literally just happened, basically, from what it sounds like. It's just a matter if they have give me on payday. If not, I might have to wait till the 15th for a debt ceiling deal, whichever comes first. So security is mandatory spending, meaning they can not pay me. Yeah, so they would have to eventually, you know, send that out. I wouldn't necessarily be surprised if they kind of like, you know, also do kind of like a back pay because of, you know, the days that you missed, you know, that you were supposed to have been paid. Damn! Fucking ninja going after fucking flies over here now. And I guess some random dork, Tim Scott, is officially running for the Republican Party. So I guess, you know, on the Republican debate stage, you'll see some dipshit named Tim Scott. Don't get my hopes up too high now. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, I'm not trying to in that sense. I don't fucking know how all that shit works. I mean, dead ass. I really don't. So, I don't know if they do back pay shit or what. I don't know how all that stuff works necessarily. I mean, I would think that would probably be the case, you know. But, again, I don't fucking know. Like, if anything, I'm more talking out of my ass with that one. So, yeah, with that, don't. Like, I mean, because I really don't know or not. Yeah, what he did for the first check was 30K. Fuck! That's nice. For back pay for when you first applied. So you can't get back pay. Well, damn, dude. That's nice. I mean, so I guess you can get back pay. I mean, the thing is, like, I mean, if, what is it, the first of the month, 15 days? I mean, it's not going to be, like, a lot, necessarily. I mean, if you do get back pay from it. But it'll be a little something, something. You know, a little something, something. So, I mean, honestly, a little something, something is better than nothing, obviously. But again, I mean, I'm not too sure how all that specifically works, but I mean, but knowing that, maybe, you know, there probably would be a sense of, you know, back pay being put in there, but again, I'm not 100% too sure. So like I said, don't take my fucking word for it. Listen, the dollar is the world reserve currency. I don't really give that much of a shit about that, so it doesn't really matter too much to me. Like, if it ain't the US dollar, it'll just be a different dollar to print limitless money. The fact that we have a fiat currency means we have the power to print limitless money if we wanted to. A fiat currency system kind of gives you that ability. Because you can kind of put and arbitrate the value of your dollar from that. Go and keep price somewhat lower. Then do that. That's the thing about a fiat currency. You can do that. You could do both. Like, if, I mean, you know, for a little hiccup to, like, you know, maybe have the dollar lose it, you know, like, you know, some of its, you know, value, you know, but just printing more money, you know, at the same time. I mean, if anything, that, you know, also will kind of help keep it lower. So, I don't know. Good boy. What the fuck was that? Silly fucking dog. If the world backs out of the U.S. money system, dollar loses power. The thing is, I don't really necessarily see the, U.S., the world backing away from the U.S. dollar like that. But, I mean, I'm not, a nuanced economist about these issues, so I'm not really too sure what the fuck would happen from these situations. Or the consequences of them. Just a little emphasis, I am talking right the fuck out of my ass with all of this. Just because I'm not that well informed about it. I guess I should at least, watch Vosh's little thing about it, because I know he made a clip, talking about this whole debt thing. It's 45 minutes or some shit. Maybe when I get off work, I'll check that out or something. At least get myself more surface level informed. Surface level informed and shit. I'm just repeating the bits and pieces I think I understood from Vosh and a few other leftists. Well, I mean, and hence why I kind of want to, at least go, just take some time out of my, out of my own time to figure it out myself. So I figured, maybe when I get off work, I'll just figure this out a little bit. Because I genuinely am not really that informed about it, so, and it's, outside of the few things I'm kind of guessing with, I dead-ass, couldn't really tell you much about, any ramifications or pro-cons, to any of this. Outside of just, inferences of what, vaguely I do know. And that is very little anyway, so I figured at least, maybe, like I said, once I get off work and shit, I'm not gonna have time to do it now, but at least, later. It's largely good for Americans and bad for the world. What, the, debt collapse, or the, we'll see, or the, reset, or the, but whatever keeps grocery prices low. I mean, I feel like we shouldn't really have to, the money system. I mean, in a way, I guess it kind of is, but I mean, at least when it comes to, grocery prices, I mean, that, the idea that, our economic system is, kind of, or at least groceries are tied into its, arbitrary, price value dollars is a little stupid. I mean, if there's, one thing that should at least have, some sort of artificial price cap on and shit, it's groceries. The stuff that, the basic necessities you need to live. That shit should always be cheap and accessible. Bugna, line go up good. Oh yeah, that's right, line up good though. Line go up mean healthy economy, lot jobs. I love that point, that especially a lot of Republicans will make. Job numbers though. Lots of jobs though. It's yeah, sure. But what's the quality of those jobs? How do they pay? I mean, the actual quality of what those jobs are also fucking matter. The virtue of them being there is not enough. That's the caveat that, no politician will ever wants to bring up. Is the quality of the jobs, but they'll continuously, endlessly fucking boast and bemoan about how many jobs they have. Get people run agriculture, not just agriculture, but construction and all sorts of shit, dude. I mean, I've been watching all sorts of different clips have been circulating online of farms, construction sites that normally would have hundreds of people in it. But now have at most 20, maybe maximum 30 people on a job site, where normally there would be 200 something people or some shit like that. I mean, it's pretty fucking ridiculous. Florida's economy has just been fucking just shafted to shit. At least at those level of job span. Yeah, that's the problem. And that's the kind of thing that I was talking about from a second ago, is the quality of the jobs and shit. Because these fucking politicians that promote about job creation and shit, but never really talk about the quality of those type of fucking jobs and how much they actually fucking pay and if they're even fucking worth it. And, you know, like, no America worth their fucking salt is gonna want to be, you know, paid shit and having a horrible fucking job to work for, especially when it comes to that fucking shitty ass pay. If there's gonna be shitty working conditions, they want at least, you know, good fucking pay and benefits, and if there's at least gonna be good working conditions, I mean, they still want to at least be paid decently. Like, you can't just fucking shaft, you know, like somebody, you know, like here and shit, especially when there's a lot of fucking worker rights laws. Unfortunately, undocumented immigrants, you know, don't, you know, understand those laws as much or have those same protections in the first place. And that's why they get exploited a lot more easier, and that's why they get paid less. And it's easier for them to, you know, have these type of jobs and shit because it's easier for these corporations to hire them instead because they're willing to, you know, take the pay cut. Assuming we avoid default, I think Biden might cruise to re-election, but if we do, Republicans will smell blood. Oh, yeah, they will. And, you know, honestly, like, and I think, you know, despite, you know, like, whatever, like, you know, how Biden is and shit, if there's, like, one thing I feel like, you know, he is going to at least try to do is avoid a default. But the thing is, like, how hard is he actually really going to do that? Like, I mean, probably not. But I don't really necessarily think he's just going to, you know, let shit default. Because that would just literally kill any chance of him, you know, being reelected. Like, at all. He will just straight up become unviable. I mean, I already think he is anyway, but, I mean, most people don't even want him to run in the first place. So I guess in a sense it might honestly be a silver lining for, like, you know, other Democrats to, you know, challenge him. Which, you know, Marianne, but, you know, like, I mean, but I don't really think that's gonna end well regardless because the Republicans are just gonna just fucking outright, you know, take advantage of that shit. And we probably honestly won't be able to get a fucking Democratic president for at least like 2 fucking terms. And that would be bad. Just 14th, tell McCarthy to suck it on his ice cream cone on national TV. So I'd love to have him do that, honestly. Because he should do that. At least then, fucking, he would have some balls. Here. I just saw a notification for this human support video. We'll check this out before I dip. Man, we're so early to this one. I'm just going to preemptively like it, by the way. Marjorie Green defends her boyfriend's drag queen pass despite calling for drag bans. And oh my god. Doesn't even look like a good looking drag queen.
I think a lot of people up now. They're all hashtag I am off. Of course, come and check it out here. Starts on Saturday. I'm kicking these shoes off. But I may keep the pantyhose on. It does feel kind of good, actually. I'm not going to pee in them, I promise. I'm sitting back in the studio.
What the fuck?
Quote, I may keep the pantyhose, they feel kind of good.
Is that Robin Williams Photoshop? No, that is Marjorie Green's husband when he was a news anchor.
I am so sorry that you had to watch that.
Yeah, why did you have to start this with that, Mike? I want a beer and I haven't even started my fucking day, Mike. God damn it. I want to just, like, scrub that out of my system now.
Brian Glenn of the Right Side Broadcasting News Network dressed in drag back when he hosted a morning news show in Dallas. Now, that programming, that degeneracy was available for everyone to see, including children. Now, his net...
Oh my god. Fucking groomer. Goddamn groomer. That's what I say, sir.
In June, that Marjorie Taylor Greene moved to ban child exposure to drag performances, meaning that principled conservatives such as herself are going to be against morning news shows promoting men in women's clothing because, of course, that is going to lead to indoctrination. That programming could be seen by anyone. A kid can simply change the channel, see that, and then get exposed and automatically become homosexual. That's how it works, actually. I know as a gay man. Now, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she should personally be outraged by this because the man that we just watched in drag is her boyfriend. Yes, they're dating. Now, you probably already know how Marjorie Taylor Greene feels about drag performers.
I guess boyfriend. I thought it was husband, but...
But if you're unfamiliar...
Oh, wait, that's right. She went for a divorce, and now she's dating this guy now.
because
I
her
catch up on this shit.
feelings are very strong. As the New Republic reports, Green has repeatedly attacked drag performances of any kind, at one point calling them, quote, indoctrination, and saying it should be illegal for children to attend. She has likened supporting the LGBTQ community to grooming children, and even suggested that people who support drag queens should be considered domestic terrorists. She and other far-right people...
Oh my god, that shit is just so retarded. It's like, oh my god, you support drag queen show, terrorist. You unironic fucking terrorist. You're no better than Al Qaeda. You're no better than Al Qaeda. Like, she'll say it like that too. We should make looking like Marjorie Taylor Greene illegal. We should just make Marjorie Taylor Greene as an entity illegal.
To ban drag in public insist that their efforts are to protect children. So this isn't about what adults do, it's about children. Now on top of that, when openly gay California lawmaker Scott Wiener explained how words like groomers are being misused to slander and incite violence against LGBTQ plus people, including drag queens, she responded by calling him a communist groomer. Now,
damn communist groomer, how dare you! Man, these fucking people are ridiculous, dude. Like, the idea that, like, I mean, like, anything that is, like, slightly doofy and shit. I mean, it's just literally every accusation is a confessionary type of thing. Because, like, you know, like, I mean, you know secretly that, like, Marjorie probably doesn't, you know, like, care if anything is okay with drag shows and shit. As long as it's, like, her and her little clique. You know, as long as, like, her and her clique are all just hanging out and fucking, you know, having their good little time, it don't fucking matter and shit. Like, it's okay then because, oh, it's not, hey, dog's a nice thing, you know, in their fucking mind.
Feels so strongly about this that she also accused Republicans of being overly tolerant and essentially complicit by allowing it to get to this point.
Then what about your boyfriend there? What about that, huh, Marjorie? Like, I mean, wouldn't you think that's a little too tolerant? You think what if all this is Nazi or moron? Honestly, probably just a straight up moron. I don't really think he's an overt Nazi or fascist type, but he's definitely a fucking moron.
Drag Queen Story Hour is a thing. Let's listen.
Here's what happened in our country, everyone. The last couple of decades, Republicans shut their mouths. We did. We shut our mouths and we said, okay, we'll tolerate that. Okay. We won't judge that. Okay, we'll allow you to do that. And we said yes and okay and yes and okay and yes and okay, to the point that now we have drag queen story time in our schools.
So I think that we have sufficiently established that Marjorie Taylor Greene is vehemently anti-LGBTQ+, and she's particularly against Drag Queen Story Hour because she claims it's a nefarious attempt to indoctrinate children. So
and using the whole idea that it's a slippery slope, it's like, you know, it's like we allow their degeneracy, like holding hands in public and then getting married and then this and that, basically. This is basically what she's implying. And being like, see, we let the slippery slope and now we're allowing these drag shows to indoctrinate our children. Even though, like, drag shows have literally been, drag shows have been a thing in human history for well before even America was a fucking concept. Like, I mean, drag shows have always been a thing. Like, I mean, for fuck's sake. Like, I mean, it really is, like, a common part of, like, human, like, culture all over the world. Like, I mean, like, the idea of, like, you know, dudes, you know, being, you know, like, dressing up, you know, femininely and shit like that, this is not uncommon or, like, a rare phenomenon or some new recent thing.
Or that when she found out that her boyfriend dressed in drag for a television segment that thousands of kids probably saw, she was appalled, right? I mean, by her standards, what he did there was tantamount to grooming, was it not? Except her response was not to condemn him. Her response was to laugh it off, because, of course, she responded to the clip on Twitter saying, I'm literally LOLing Brian Glenn dressed in drag for Morning News in Dallas years ago reporting on an upcoming local theater production, and the morons over at Patriot Takes think this is an attack. Brian loves the throwback and is reposting. The left is so stupid. Hang on.
No, you're a fucking stupid bitch. Like, that's what's going on. Like, suddenly, like, see, this is what I meant. Like, I mean, drag shows are only okay if it's, like, a part of their little clique. That's it. Like, they don't give a shit about, like, you know, anything else. It's like, oh, as long as we can have our fun and do whatever we want, it's okay. Because they're doing it in a little mocking, fun, silly little manner, and, you know, what you're doing is indoctrination. Like, that's what they fucking think.
Your boyfriend dressed in drag and literally said, I may keep the pantyhose on. It does feel kind of good. Let's play the clip one more time.
But I may keep the pantyhose on. It does feel kind of good, actually. I'm not going to pee in them, I promise. I'm sitting back.
And then he says that, too. He's like, I won't pee in him, I promise. That is definitely fucking creepy.
So he said that, and tens of thousands of kids probably saw, and your response is simply LOL. Really?
Like, honestly, like, I mean, if we're gonna consider anything quote-unquote grunk or whatever the fuck, that probably would be more likely that.
What if a little boy was watching, and he decided to try on pantyhose specifically because of your boyfriend's recommendation? And after trying on the pantyhose, he became a full-blown homosexual. Could you live with yourself after knowing what your boyfriend potentially did? By her own standards, a single drag queen story hour is seen by dozens of kids at most, and that's bad because those kids could be indoctrinated. But when thousands of kids are potentially exposed to her boyfriend's cross-dressing, well, her response to the indoctrination is to laugh it off. She's LOLing at it, and he's reposting it for even more kids to see. Yeah, sounds like a groomer to me. Marjorie Taylor Greene is protecting groomers.
Because every accusation is a fucking confession. Like, and at least in this case, I mean, it's just because it's literally just like, drag shows for me, but not for the... Like, that's basically just it. It's like basically the whole fundamental, like, free speech for me, not for the type of principle.
Serious note, needless to say, Marjorie Taylor Greene is laughing that off because she knows that kids can't be indoctrinated into the LGBTQ plus lifestyle. You can't become gay or trans by being exposed to it. It's not contagious, and if it were possible to indoctrinate kids into this lifestyle by making it look alluring, we would not have any gay or trans people because all you see in media is straight and cis people. I mean, that's changing currently, but like...
I mean, pretty much most of the media has always been very heteronormative, and if there is, like, any LGBT, like, recognition, it's usually, at least historically, it's always been meant to kind of, like, either be used as, like, a throwaway character, or, like, as, like, you know, more of, like, a derogatory, like, or, like, insulting, or just kind of seen as, like, a joke character, in a sense.
As a child, I didn't even know that gay people existed. I didn't know what that was, but yet I still grew up to be more queer than a $3 bill. So it doesn't work that way, and Marjorie Taylor Greene, she knows that it doesn't work that way, and I understand that she's a huge moron, so it's reasonable to assume that she really does believe...
Alabama Republican push for the right to automatic weapons, because Second Amendment says right to bear arms and automatic weapons are arms. Oh my fucking god, wow. Yeah, you know, fuck the whole idea of having, like, you know, a federal tax stamp and having to go through, you know, like, an extra lengthy process, you know, to, you know, get something like, yeah, who needs that shit?
She's spewing, but she's smart enough to at least know that that's not the way that kids become gay. They don't become drag queens or queer or trans by being exposed to a drag queen who's reading them a book. That's not the way that it works. But the reason why conservatives often default to this argument is because the think of the kids argument is used as a pretense for their bigotry, and it's because it's easier to digest, right? Most people, I think, don't care about what adults do with their lives, but if you cloak your concern for think of the kids, that actually is a lot more marketable, politically speaking. Her hatred for queer people, it doesn't stem from a concern for kids, though. It stems from her ignorance and prejudiced views. She is a hateful bigot. She doesn't care about kids. And the reason why she attacks queer people and drag queens is because she is a Christian nationalist, and queer people just don't have a role in her vision for the ideal society. So...
Unless it's basically, you know, how can we subjugate and, you know, just, like, abuse and oppress them. Like, this basically is just, like, her fundamental, like, core root of, like, what, you know, her ideas are on this type of shit. Like, yep, yeah. I mean, I am. I mean, definitely. I mean, if you're, like, if you're, like, you know, LGBTQ in some way, shape, or form, then, yeah. I mean, you don't necessarily have to overtly identify like that to be so. I mean, yeah, it's just, I mean, there's, like, the, you know, queer community, and then there's just, like, you know, being queer. I mean, you know, there is, like, I guess, somewhat of a slight distinction on that sense. Just because obviously, just because you happen to be like bi, gay, straight, or not bi, gay, straight, bi, gay, trans, or whatever the fuck, doesn't necessarily mean you openly, like, outright identify with, like, the queer community, so to speak, but, still.
Is obviously a dishonest actor, and her concern trolling about the kids being indoctrinated is bullshit. It still doesn't make her any less of a hypocrite. So if Marjorie Taylor Greene cares as much about stopping the LGBTQ plus menace as much as she says she does, then I think it's obvious that she should break up with her groomer boyfriend
Oh my god. Like, is she that small?
immediately, because to remain with him makes her complicit, does it not? And again, we're talking about complicit by her own standards. Because if she stays with him, then she's as complicit as the Republicans who she claimed were too tolerant, which led to, drag queen story hour being accepted. So...
Is a bad guy just a dude maximizes his chances? I've seen it, so I'll say this. No. Well, I guess by proxy, I suppose, just because you're bisexual. I mean, you get the best of both worlds, because you are sexually attracted to pussy, vagina, or pussy, boobs, and dick. Like, you're basically attracted to, like, all elements of the, human form. So, I mean, by that logic, I guess, yeah, but it's not like, some sort of, like, calculated thing. There's not a calculus to that. It's just that I'm attracted to both, biological, physical, sexes and shit when it comes to, like, dick, titty, and pussy and shit, and a combination of that on people. So, like, that does maximize the chance of, like, I want to go, like, seek someone out or whatever the fuck. But, like, no. Like, there's not some calculus to it. That's stupid. I've seen it still say bi guys are just ugly dudes who sell for each other because they can't get pussy. They're shitly because, like, goddamn, dude. That is so stupid. Because if that's the case, then what the fuck is me? Then what the fuck am I? Like, I'm bisexual, but, like, by no conventional, essentialist, retarded pseudoscience means, by their logic, am I ugly? So, like, even with their logic in mind, with their weird pseudoscientific essentialism. A little time check. Yeah. Yeah, so, like, man, incels are just, frankly, in so many different ways fucking pathetic. Like, there's, like, this, one dude that Noah Stanton's been kind of, like, reacted to a little bit, where, I forgot what his name was, actually, but the dude literally is, like, hyper obsessed with Noah Samson and Vosh, too, and is a hardcore incel, and, like, just is insanely obsessed with all sorts of just, like, weird fucking shit with, like, not just those dudes, but also when it comes to this weird essentialist objectification of, like, what is a man and woman, and also the weird fucking shit. It is just so goddamn weird. It calls themselves unironically Vosh cells. Oh my fucking god, dude. Oh my god. And I wonder why they can't get laid. Apparently, dudes and a couple of chicks watch Shore and stuff for some reason. And they watch Vosh? I mean, huh? Like, Vosh is, like, always, trying to, like, challenge and break down, like, incel shit. Like, so, huh? Okay. That's a little confusing, because I hear all the time from, like, different people in this community whenever they send, like, a super chat and shit like that. And like, and they'll mention it's like, hey, because of your advice or because of the things you said, you know, when it comes to like incels or needs or whatever the fuck, you know, it's helped them get confident and has been able to get like a boyfriend or girlfriend and whatever the fuck, and actually kind of get a step up in life a little bit and actually kind of, you know, kind of get things sorted out a little bit. So, like, I mean, I feel like, I mean, now I'm just confused with those people. It's like, do they really just, like, you know, beat themselves up over the face, like, that much over that shit? Dudes were envy posting, and women imply the women were lusting. I'm pretty sure if the chicks wanted to fuck Vosh, they could. Just go to Seattle. Because I'm pretty sure, like, Vosh is a pretty openly, like, sexual person. Like, I'm pretty sure if, like, any chick, or frankly, any dude, you know, like, that Vosh was into and shit, you know, that wanted to fuck him, or get fucked by him, could do that. Like, honestly, so, I don't understand, again, I don't get that. Fucking people are weird. Anyway, gonna head off to work. All that fun shit. At least today it's definitely gonna be more chiller than this weekend, so that's at least gonna be good. But anyway, peace out, and of course, be back around for the next.